Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video on my channel. My name is Discgolf Scott and today we're playing this beautiful course, Bølgane Frisbeegolfpark. It is the end of January, it's beautiful weather, and I decided that we should take a look at this rangefinder to figure out if a rangefinder is something that you need for your game. The season is closely approaching and this might be something that you can benefit from. So we're going to be testing out a few different holes on this course and trying to utilize the rangefinder in many different ways. So maybe you will find out if you need a rangefinder for your game. So we're now at hole number 1 on this beautiful course. It is a par 4, 112 meters. And this is really where the rangefinder shines. The rangefinder that I'll be using today is this Revasi rangefinder. It's just a regular one that you can buy on the internet. It's nothing really expensive, like a Bushnell or something like that. But it's one that I find works really great for my use cases. So on this specific hole, you can see on the T sign that there is kind of a landing zone right in front of the tree on the right side of the fairway. So what I'll do, I'll range find that tree, and then I'll know that I need to land right in front of it. And I can see that it is 81.2 meters. So for me that's like a mid-range slot. I could maybe get a putter there, but I would like it to have some gradual fade at the end. So I'll be throwing a mid-range and trying to fade just in front of that tree. So here you can see the big tree that I'm trying to land just in front of, and we'll just see where the disc landed. I can see it there. It went a bit too far for my liking, but it faded in, or I think it kicked in, something like that. And you can see here we have quite a good opening towards the basket. So we actually have gone past our landing zone a bit. So now this is like the general area I want to land in. We'll rangefind it from here and see what kind of throw we'll be throwing. It is 26 meters blank to the basket. Could be a jump putt, but I'm gonna actually go for the forehand here to have a little run at the basket. Little right side, but should be good. So here, a bit further than I would like, because it's such a short upshot. But that's how you birdie with the rangefinder. So we're now at a par 3. It's the second hole of the course. The T sign says it's 95 meters. I think we should rangefind it. And you can also see that OB comes really quickly behind the basket. So this is another use case. It's not just for landing zones, but it's also for checking how close the OB might be to the pin itself. So let's check it out. So the pin is exactly 94.9 meters, and then I'll do the OB on the right side there. So the OB is 98.3 meters away from where I'm standing right now. That means it's 3 meters from the OB, right behind the basket. So usually for a shot this far I would be throwing a fairway driver, but since the OB comes so quickly behind the basket, I'm content with throwing a mid-range quite far and quite hard. Seems pretty good. So this is where the disc landed. It is a bit too far to the right for to the left for my liking. I would like to have landed a bit further right as to not risk the OB on this left side. Distance wise to the basket, it's a bit far, but it's hard to get any closer than this with the OB behind the basket. So it's a nice place, but a bit further right. It's about a 12-13 meter putt, well outside circle 1, so we'll give it a bit of a run, but a safe one. Yeah, you can't really ask for any more than that, so we'll move on and take the par. So we'll just pick up this par, and that's how you use the rangefinder for a hole like this. So this is now another par 4. It's quite a lot further than the previous one, but it's really open, as you can see. It's 173 meters with quite a bit of elevation change, as you can see the basket on the top there. So for this one, I don't really bother with the rangefinder at the tee, because it's the second shot that's important. For this one, I'll just be throwing dead straight an overstable disc that I know it's gonna fade, and if it's more wind, I'll throw it on a bit of hyzer. So we're just trying to land in the middle of the fairway as far up as possible. Looks quite alright, I think. So this is where the destroyer landed, and quite happy with this. I would rather be a couple meters up, but this I'm not like really pinched, because of I would be even more to the left if I was more pinched. But I can see that the trees end right there, and that is what I would kind of think as like an optimal drive for this hole. It's approximately 10-15 meters further up. So while I'm playing this for a tournament, for example, I would know what distance it is from my optimal landing zone and until the pin. So from here where I landed, I will check it. It is 85.5 meters, but it plays as a 87.5 meters because it's a bit upwards. So we still have quite a long way to go. And then therefore I would know that the optimal landing zone, which is right where the trees end there, would be approximately 75 meters. And instead of having to whip out your rangefinder during a round, you would know exactly how far it is to the pin. So therefore we can say that the drive is approximately 100 meters, since the hole is 173 together. So I'll be throwing kind of a spike hyzer into the side of the mountain, just so I will stay there and not roll away anywhere. It's just a high one up there and spiking it down. But still a hyzer 85 meters, quite far. Would have liked it to be a bit higher up, but we have a putt like around circle's edge. So we're kind of pushing the OB long here. It's approximately like 5 meters to OB long. So I didn't actually realize how close the OB long is. But that is something to keep in mind. Here we have an upwards, a putt upwards, like just inside of the circle, I would say. So we'll try to drain that one. Drain that one for birdie, that's pretty good. So we have now skipped a hole. We're now on hole number 5, and this is also a really challenging hole. It is 100 meters. 100 meters. It's straight up there. 17 meters height difference. It says on the tee, as you can see. I'll be range finding it because there is quite a difficult play. You can't go straight to the basket. You either have to throw it straight and have something fade or like glide, turn to the right, or you have to force something over. So I'll be range finding one up to the basket to see, and one just straight to the middle of the hill. So first I'll do the middle of the hill. Let's see. So the middle of the hill is approximately 73 meters. And then I'll try to get the basket up there. Oh, it is too difficult to get the basket, but so it is approximately 73 meters to the middle of the hill. I'll be trying to flex something up there. It's far, but doable. So the disc landed here. This is far from optimal, but it's a really difficult shot. And I mean, preferably you would like to throw a big sky Annie and land on the top right there. But here I threw the disc straight for 75 meters. Isn't that what I said, to the middle of the hill? So we have like a 20-meter putt upwards. So it's just to give it a bid because there's a backstop, and we'll just see. Yeah, not really a bid, but it's a tap-in par. So this is a tap-in par. It is a difficult hole. You have to have a lot of power, and I'm happy playing it like this. So we've now arrived at the final test hole for this challenge. It is hole number 6. It is a par 4, and as you may see, this is going the opposite way of hole number 3. So this is kind of the same hole, just that we're throwing down the hill instead of up the hill. So this should be a much easier birdie, and the same as the previous hole, I won't be range finding here because we just have to get it out there, and then we'll range find from our landing zone to the basket to find out the different distances. So here it's just I'm thinking just throwing a straight out here and letting it fade back into the fairway. As you can see, we had a bit of headwind, but we're in the middle of the fairway. So here the disc landed. As you saw, there was a bit of headwind, and I threw it a bit nose up, so it didn't go as far as I would like. But I think the landing zone is about here. Preferably where I am now, a bit further up on the hill, so I'm not pinched off by the OB on that side. The OB stakes kind of get closer towards the basket and around there, but I'm gonna range find it because this is like how my landing zone is. So I'm range finding from here to the basket is 49.4 meters exactly. So then from that you can see how far I actually drove, and then you have like a good visual representation of how the hole actually plays. So from here it's just a forehand in and trying to get the birdie. It was a bit high, but it's fine. So even with this less than ideal upshot, we still have this for birdie. Let's go! So that's it. We've now played 5 holes on this beautiful course. To conclude, should you buy a rangefinder like this? It depends, honestly, because they're quite expensive, even though you can get some cheap ones. I'll leave some links in the description for those. Otherwise, if you're planning on playing a tournament, or if you want to learn a course as quick as possible, say for example you're on holiday, you only have the chance to play the course twice, and you want to get the best scores as possible. Or if you're playing a tournament, as I said, and maybe only have a few practice rounds, I think it's really worth it to get a rangefinder. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Discgolf Scott, and I'll see you in the next video.